200 days in hardcore Minecraft. I'm not gonna lie guys, this is a video I was not expecting to make, but apparently a lot of you want to see a part 2, and I mean like a lot of you. And if you haven't seen the first 100 days video, I highly recommend you go and watch it. And anyway, let's load up the world and get straight into it. And on day 101, I loaded up the world again, and I was just pretty much going to get ready to go straight back to the end because I wanted to get the elytra because we didn't get it in the last episode. So hopefully now we could just get it pretty easily. And also I did make a item frame so I can put the dragon egg inside it, and I was trying to find somewhere to put it, and I just decided to put it on top of the doorway right here. And after that, I pretty much just went and looked for the end portal again. So it took a bit of time to get there. But I did find a jungle temple on the way, which was actually pretty awesome. I wasn't expecting to find that. And I found 1 diamond in there. So I pretty much just took all the dispensers and also the pistons. And that was pretty much it for that temple. And on day 103 to 106, I looted the chest that I forgot to loot in the earlier episode. There wasn't much in there really. But after that, I just hopped straight into the end and I went straight for the portal. And at this point, I was pretty worried because I spawned on a little island and I didn't have a lot of blocks on me. And I was like, oh no, there's no island. But eventually I saw this one really far away. And little did I know, on that island was the first end fortress with a boat on there. So the first thing I had to do is go and try to kill these first 2 little shulkers at the front here. And I really forgot how irritating these guys were because they just shoot you and you're just stuck there for 10 minutes straight. Like I spent most of the time just floating, but I did find most of the chests and it was quite decent loot in the end. And after that, I just went straight to the ship. There was 2 shulkers on it, and I managed to kill them from far away with a bow. But after that, I just had to kill the last one inside here, and the loot was pretty good. I had a few diamonds and a chest plate. And there we had it, our first elytra. This was going to make it so much easier just traveling around our world with this amplified terrain. Oh yeah, and let's not forget the dragon head. That's what we came for really, wasn't it? It wasn't the elytra, it was the dragon head. And after that, I pretty much just looted the rest of the end fortress. And yeah, the loot was pretty solid again. It was like quite a bunch of iron. And well, I don't know why they put iron tools with enchants on them. It's like so annoying. But I did find it's a really cool helmet. And after that, pretty much I just went looking for some more fortresses because I wanted some more of that really good loot. It was really easy to loot it actually because the shulkers like floated me up to the top loot room and they were just fighting each other in the end, so it was really easy. So after this I found another fortress and it had a bunch of diamonds in it, which was pretty cool. And I found another elytra, so at this point we had 2 elytras, so I wanted to go back home, but I struggled so much to find a portal. It was just incredible how long it took me to find a portal. Especially that I didn't have a lot of rockets, I had 14 rockets, so luckily I found one in the end. I had 5 rockets left, and that pretty much concluded those days. And on day 107, all I'd done pretty much was just empty all my inventory, and this is what I got. So I got a fair bit of loot, it was really good. And I did combine these 2 swords together so that I'd have mending on my really good sword. So that was pretty awesome as well. Pretty easy way to get mending. And I also done the same with a shovel. And of course I had to place the dragon head somewhere. So I decided to place it on top of the egg. And also I decided to put the elytra or the spare one on the armor stand that I had. And to finish off day 107, I pretty much just moved all the villagers here into another little room because I wanted to get some fresh villagers and not get mixed up with the old ones. And on day 108, all I done was terraformed the cliff over here so I could put a iron farm, and also I did collect a bit of wood. That was it pretty much. And I started day 109 with a bit of farming because I was going to need a bunch of carrots as usual just to get a few more emeralds to get some mending books in the future. But after that I flew around because I was trying to look for some sand, and it took a bit of time, but after a while I found it. But with the elytra it made it so much easier. And I also found this cool little portal underwater. So all I did after that is pretty much just farm an inventory of sand and watch these zombies burn. Well, I let them watch me mine the sand whilst they were burning to death. And after that I just flew back home and went straight to bed. And I spent most of day 110 just trying to trade with some villagers to get either unbreaking or mending. And I managed actually to get mending for pretty cheap. It was only 10 emeralds, so that was pretty awesome. And also I moved my enchanting room to my house, so I put it on the top floor of my house. And after I'd done that, I decided to use up my levels. So I had 50 levels in total in the end, so I thought I'd try to get a Unbreaking Free book, and I'm not gonna lie, I could not get it. It was just impossible. I just ended up getting a fishing rod in the end. That was it. And on day 111, all I done was make a anvil, and I also put mending on my elytra, which I actually renamed to chicken wings for some reason. And on day 112 to 113, I spent 2 whole days trying to get Unbreaking Free book from the villagers, but I just could not get it. It was absolutely impossible, so that was a bit annoying. It was a waste of 2 days. But on day 114 to 116, I actually done something a little bit productive, and I built a water tower, well, water elevator, so I can get to the iron farm, which I was going to build on the mountain on top. And after that, I started building the iron farm, which was a tutorial I found on YouTube, by the way, and I regretted finding this one. You'll see why in a bit. And to finish off the day, I just farmed a bit of wood. So on day 117 to 118, I continued my iron farm, but the problem with this is that I didn't realise this tutorial on YouTube was made for Bedrock Edition, and I realised that pretty much when I completely finished it, so that was pretty cool. On day 119, not knowing that I completely messed up this tutorial, or not knowing that it was for Bedrock Edition, I went back to the Nether and got some more blackstone because I did not have enough. I ran out for my farm that doesn't work. But actually, what a good thing that came out of it is that I did find a bit of netherite. And after realising this farm was for Bedrock, I decided to demolish it. And on day 120 to 125, I built a farm that actually worked, so that was pretty awesome. And I also got myself a zombie, which I renamed to Bob. This zombie was going to allow the other villagers to spawn golems because they'd get scared when they see it. So yeah, that was pretty much it. I just spent the whole 5 days just building up a iron farm. And the reason why it took so long to build this iron farm is because of these villagers. When you know that if you're trying to get villagers into an iron farm, it's pretty much impossible. It just takes forever. But eventually I managed to finally do it. And on day 126, I pretty much just finished up the storage for the iron farm. So I just made a little stream of water that would lead into a chest. And I done this so that all the loot would end up right in the middle, make it easier for looting. And after that, I spent the whole of day 127 just AFKing and making sure that the golems would not spawn outside and kill the zombie. And on day 128 to 129, I went mining for some netherite because I wanted to get netherite tools. I had the armor, but I didn't have the tools yet. And I spent 2 whole days farming for netherite, and I only got 1 piece of ancient debris. And not only, it demolished 2 of my pickaxes. And on day 130, I wanted to use up some of these mending books, so I decided to put it on both of my pickaxes because, as you can tell, they are really low health. So I put it on my Efficiency 4 Unbreaking Free pickaxe and also on my Silk Touch pickaxe. And I also decided to put netherite on my Efficiency 4 Unbreaking Free pickaxe. And after that, I went straight to the zombie farm so that I can repair my tools. On day 131, I went to the mine and got some coal because I needed to cook some of my food because I ran out of food at this point and I wanted to go explore and try to find a desert. And that's exactly what I done on day 132. So it didn't take me too long because I had an elytra, but if I was on foot, it would have taken me forever to find one. But eventually I did find one and I just went there to collect a bunch of sand again. And this time the sand was so I can make a bunch of TNT to try go back to the Nether and get a bunch more ancient debris. And hopefully not just find one this time. And as you could guess, on day 133 to 134, I made some TNT and I went straight to the Nether to go and try to get some more netherite. And to be honest, this is my favourite method now to get netherite. I just go on level 14 and just dig a long tunnel and just place 2 TNT, then a little gap, 2 TNT, little gap, and then just blow it all up. And it seems to work really well because pretty much every tunnel I made there was ancient debris in there. And after all that, I made it out with 11 ancient debris, so I was going to be able to upgrade a bunch of stuff, which was pretty awesome. And on day 135 to 137, I upgraded my diamond boots to netherite. And it gave me an achievement, which was actually pretty awesome. And I also upgraded my sword and also my shovel. After that, I went to the iron farm and just spent the rest of the time AFK. And on day 138 to 139, I decided to clear a massive space in the nether so that hopefully some wither skeletons would spawn so I can get some skulls. And it didn't take long at all for it to spawn, so we had our first wither skeleton that spawned. And after that I decided to go into the fortress itself and I managed to get our first wither skeleton skull, so that was pretty cool. And on day 140, I decided to make a cartography table so I could get a map to the Woodland Mansion. But I didn't realise I accidentally bought a Ocean Monument one instead. So yeah, that was pretty silly of me. But not too long after, I actually finally got the Woodland Mansion Explorer map. And on day 141, I spent the whole day looking for the Woodland Mansion. And actually, on the way, I found something pretty unexpected. I really was not expecting this at all. I found some raiders. Right here, some little pillagers just chilling outside in the middle of the snow, in the middle of nowhere. And on day 142, I found the Woodland Mansion, so I decided to go top down, so I went onto the roof and I started from there. I was really expecting it to be really hard, but with a power 5 bow, it just makes it so much easier. You just have to shoot them from really far away, really. If you're quick enough, you can kill them before they spawn the Vexes. So I ended up drinking my strength potion as well, so that helped a lot as well. But yeah, I just started picking them off from really far away, and it didn't take too long to kill every single mob inside here, so I managed to come out with 3 Totems of Undying, I believe, in the end. So that was pretty awesome. And I only had one single fight with some Vexes, and actually it was really easy to kill them. With a strong sword like this, like a sharpness 4 sword, it was just really easy. This guy I killed really quickly, and the Vexes, they were just irritating to hit, but they didn't do any damage really, so it was pretty simple. And on day 143 to 145, I decided to burn down the whole mansion because I couldn't find all the chests. So I thought it'd be an easy way to find the chest. And it looked pretty cool, to be fair. I've never burnt anything down this big before. So it did help because I did manage to find the chest in the end, but it had really bad loot. So I was a bit disappointed with that. And after that, I just flew straight back home. And on day 146 to 147, I thought the world looked pretty ugly right now, so I decided to make a cool little river. So I wanted to make a little river and also a waterfall in the future, so I had to make some TNT and blow a little river up because I thought it'd be easier that way. Which it was actually, I could not see myself digging out all that space. And like the right side of the river was higher up, I decided to build a supporting wall, and I thought it looked pretty nice in the end as well. And to finish off the day, I just decided to fill up the river with some water, and done a little waterfall at the end as well, so that was pretty nice. And on day 148 to 149, unfortunately I forgot to record it, but I did go to the Nether and got another Wither Skeleton Skull. But on day 150 I went back to the Nether to try to get the final Wither Skeleton Skull, and I ended up fighting these two guys, which was actually quite scary, especially when they hit me. I realised they'd done quite a bit of damage. But yes, eventually I managed to get the last Wither Skeleton Skull, and this guy was actually really easy to hit, even though I got hit by a blaze from behind. But yep, that was it. Got the final Wither Skeleton Skull. And that concluded day 150. And on day 151, I decided to shut off my Wither Skeleton Skulls by placing them all together. And I also wanted to make a Enderman farm. So I took all the materials that I had and I went straight to the end again to hopefully build a Enderman farm. And on day 152 to 154, I started on the Enderman farm. This Enderman farm took quite a bit of time because I think I forgot like 3 things back at base, all in different times. So I had to go back to the end and I started building and realized I forgot something and I had to go straight back, then fly back. It just took forever really to build. That's why it took so long. But in the end, it worked out really well. And on day 155 to 156, I just pretty much spent the whole 2 days AFK and getting levels and just trying to get protection 4 on all my armor, because you lot recommended that I put protection 4 on all my armor, so I did do that. And actually for my first enchant, I got pretty dang lucky. I got a Unbreaking 3, Aqua Infinity and protection 4 helmet, so that was pretty awesome. Then after I got a protection 4 Unbreaking 3 chestplate and also decided to enchant a diamond pickaxe. And I got a pretty OB one, to be fair. It was my first pickaxe, Fortune 3, Unbreaking 3 and Efficiency 4. And I also put Unbreaking 3 onto my Elytra. And on day 157 I spent most of the day AFK, but I also put Mending onto my helmet. And on day 158, it was the big day. The day where I defeat the Wither for the first time. Yes, you heard me right. I've never done the Wither before. So I was pretty nervous at this point. So I started out by digging a long tunnel in my mine. And also a little room so I could place the soul sand and then the heads on top. So yeah, I was pretty nervous. But I had to eat my potato just before this. Just so I was full hunger. And then it was time. So I placed 2 right there. And the last one right in the center. Ran back straight away, ate a golden apple and also drank some of my potions. And I was expecting it to be really difficult to defeat the Wither, but like this is just so easy. Just full charge your bow and just aim at its tail like that the whole time. And as you can tell, his health was going down so quickly, but when it reaches half health, you can't shoot a bow at it anymore, so you have to go in with a sword. So I tried to kill the zombie, but luckily he killed it for me. But yeah, all you have to do is just hit it and run backwards. It cannot hit you. I don't think I got hit once in this whole time. And I think I've done it in under a minute. But eventually, I managed to kill the Wither. I think actually the sand killed it. I'm not too sure if it was me, but there we have it. The Wither Star. I was so happy to finally get this. It's the first time I've ever got it. So yeah, that was pretty much it for day 158. And on day 159 to 162, I spent all that time AFK at the iron farm so I could get the beacon going. And on day 163 to 164, I saw this little cliff face right here and I decided I wanted a waterfall, but I didn't just want a basic waterfall, so I decided to build a creeper face. So I thought I'd have a creeper face and have the water coming out from its mouth. So I thought that would look really cool, and it actually did turn out really awesome. And also I realised that this villager was still on that little cliff face, so I decided to build him a little watchtower so he can look over the village and keep an eye out for any intruders. And on day 165 to 166, I decided to build a bridge going across the river here because I wanted to build a village. And on day 167 to 168, I was actually AFK editing this video, but I realised that there was no sound coming from the farm, and I realised that the zombie was gone, so I'm guessing a iron golem must have spawned there and actually killed it, which was a bit annoying actually, because I didn't have a spare name tag either, so I couldn't actually get another zombie straight away. And on day 169 to 170, I built a pathway leading upwards towards the mountain for the village. So it was actually pretty decent because I managed to do it with TNT, so it made it really easy. And after that pathway, I also made a winding little pathway out of oak slabs. So it'd wind all the way up, and on top of that hill later on I'd be building a tower. I also added a pillar that would be supporting the little bridge that I made, well, the little winding staircase out of oak slabs, because I thought it looked a bit bare underneath, so I thought it'd add a little bit of detail, and it did actually turn out pretty nice. After that, on day 171 to 174, I decided to fill up the little lake underneath, like where the pillar is, because I thought it looked really nice. And actually what was pretty cool is that loads of fish started spawning in it as well, so I didn't have to go get them myself. And I also added a bunch of decorations. I put some glowstone behind some bushes, I'd done some vines hanging with some leaves, and also put some sugarcane and some lily pads as well. And at the beginning of day 175, I shot this spider from really far away, which I was pretty proud of, to be fair. It was a pretty long shot, but apart from that, I didn't do much. I just fished, trying to get a name tag, but unfortunately I was really unlucky and I didn't get one. And on day 177 to 178, like I did not have that iron farm anymore, I had to go to the Nether and try to farm up some gold and hopefully get a bunch so I could smelt it and then make some more gold blocks for the beacon. And on day 179, I just went back home and smelted up all the gold that I collected in the Nether. And on day 180 to 185, I decided to fly around the Nether to try to find a bastion, because I know that in the bastions there's a bunch of gold blocks sometimes, and actually I did find a bastion. It wasn't too hard. There was 2 little gold blocks right there on the bridge, but that's not what I wanted. I was looking for the treasure room, but not much really happened really. It was pretty easy because I had the bow, so I was just shooting them from extremely far away, so I was not getting affected at all. They were not trying to aggro me, or even if they did, they could not get to me, so it was pretty simple. But in the end, I managed to get down to the treasure room. I found all this diamond armor, and also like I came here for, there's all the gold blocks, so I was pretty happy with that. So after I collected all those gold blocks, I just decided to go back home because I thought it'd be a nice little addition to that beacon. And on day 186 to 187, I crafted myself my first beacon, and also I decided to go and mine a little hole underneath the lake that we made earlier, because I wanted to put the beacon hidden away so nobody could see it. But as you can tell, there's no audio. It's because it got corrupted during the recording, so I'm a bit sorry about that. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted on the beacon, so I just decided to go with speed for now, and I was just going to change it in the future anyway. On day 188 to 191, I decided to build a little tower at the entrance of the village, because I thought it'd be a nice, cool little addition. So you'd have a little tower at the entrance watching over the front gates so that no intruders could come in, or raiders. So yeah, I just built a tall little tower just on the cliffside there, and I thought it turned out pretty nice actually. It didn't take too long to build, but I actually had to keep going back and getting some resources every 2 seconds again, like in the Nether. I just couldn't have everything on me at once. I just forgot most of it. And on day 192 to 195, I decided to extend the pathway a little bit because I wanted to start on the village. So this is where I was going to build my first house, and it's exactly what I'd done on that day as well. So I built the first little house, and it was actually going to be a little area so I can put a sugarcane farm inside later on. And I thought it turned out pretty nice actually. even considering that it was on a weird like angle, so it's like a diagonal house. It's quite complicated to come up with a design, but in the end, yeah, I think it turned out pretty nice. And on day 196, I upgraded my axe to netherite. So I was pretty happy at this point because I had most of my tools in netherite. So yeah, I was pretty happy about that. And also what I've done is I started crafting some redstone components for the sugarcane farm. And on day 197 to 198, I changed my beacon to haste because I thought it was going to help me mine out this area, but it turns out that haste 1 doesn't change much. Or maybe it's because I don't have efficiency 5, I'm not too sure. You guys could tell me in the comments below. But after that, I decided to continue, well, actually build the sugarcane farm. So it didn't take too long. Yeah, I just built a really simple and small one. I was counting on extending it later on, but yeah, I just pretty much finished that off and put some sugarcane in it in the end, and also decorated the top here. I put some slabs on top just to finish it up and make it look a little bit cleaner. And also I decided to decorate the room a bit, so I just put a bit of blackstone on the ceiling because I had a lot of that from the iron farm from before, and also I changed the flooring. And on day 199, I didn't really do much. I was just going around my house and my whole world really, and I was just doing a bit of farming at the beginning because I was running out of food, and also I'd done the carrots because they were fully grown, and I did also add a bit of lighting up onto the pathways because I thought it looked a bit dark and I wanted to get rid of the glowstone that was just sat there, and I think it turned out quite nice. And for day 200, I decided to just put my shaders on and just go and enjoy my world. I wanted to see everything that I'd done with shaders, and I thought it looked pretty nice. I did also add some leaves on the pathway up here, as you can tell, but yeah, with shaders it looks really cool. I wish my PC could handle playing with shaders on Amplified, but it keeps getting too many lag spikes, so unfortunately I can't. And that is it. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.